Now, if there's a show on NBC called SVU, that's the spinoff of Law and Order, which started in '94. Then this show came out in '99. Then Criminal Intent came out around 2001, I think, or 2002, 2000 itself, right? And see, these are just shows on NBC. Right, right. But they're crime dramas, right? Now, if you know what you can and cannot do with the child, that's all I'm telling you I could have done with my stepdaughter. Nothing criminal. Now, look, idiot, if I took showers with my mom, right, and helped raise my sister until I joined the Navy, indirectly and indirectly, you know what I mean? I'm still a young man growing up from 12 to 20 before I joined the Navy. Well, the thing is, like I said, right, there were two issues in the Navy. One was a church, and one was the shipmates acting weird around me and not training me. Also, one of them asked me if I was gay 3 times before they bothered not to train me. And I told him that. That today is called sexual harassment. I didn't know it was sexual harassment when he started doing it. No. See, I thought they would eventually come around and start training me to do the job, right? They never did. They never did. The only thing they would give me is a work card. Like I'm supposed to know how to do the job just based on that, right? And tell me to go off and do the job. I'm like, okay. See, the work card will get you to the work area at least, right? After that, the work card is just telling you how to do the job. There's no description or picture of what the piece of equipment you're even working on looks like. It's just instructions on how to do the job. Now, they did have a bunch of books on the shelf, right? Right. But I never seen them use them the whole time I'm on the ship. The only one I really seen working was a guy in the motor rewind shop, which was uh, second class petty officer Hart. Right? And again, he was rewinding motors and stuff like that, right? Now that could be a good field to get into. Again, right? If you're trained how to do it, right? Now the thing was though, no one was training me to do a damn thing. Like I'm supposed to know through osmosis what to do, right? When I don't have a clue of what anything electrical even looks like on the different equipment I would have to work on in the generator shop or the motor rewind shop, which is where you would work from on the ship if you're in E division, right? They also had a battery shop, which third class petty officer worked there. He was kind of tall, sandy blondish hair, right? Um, Again, right? And then Lieutenant Guzman had a third class petty officer working for him, typing up his reports. But the only thing I could do was work in the head, feeding the head and the toilets, right? Because they wouldn't train me. So, like I'm supposed to know what to do without training. Without training. Beyond A school either. They don't teach you how to work on shit in A school, right? It's not even about that. It's about learning about electrical properties and the different theories of electricity, like positive and negative charges. Does the positive flow, or negative to positive, or positive negative? Little things like that, right? How to calculate certain uh, things on your calculator. And again, but they're supposed to show you what to do and help you use probably the books with the card, right? I didn't even know they went together. That's how clueless I was when I got to the ship. I know. Now, I didn't know because they didn't bother to explain it to me, right? Like I'm supposed to know what to do through osmosis the whole time I'm on the ship, right? And then we got a new ensign, a new chief petty, chief petty officer, right? He was either a senior chief, master chief, or chief, one of the three. And a new E6, a first class petty officer, Acevedo, right? Now, I just felt quid pro quo the whole time I was on the ship, Acevedo. Remember when I need you to help me with the court case? Yeah, yeah. That's quid pro quo, right? How you're doing me? I don't know. That's wrong, by the way. I know. When I'm trying to do my job, but you think I can learn it through osmosis, and I can't, right? And y'all didn't seem to give a damn what the problem was. I know. Who's telling you I knew how to do anything but king or bin, and they're lying out their butt if they told you I knew how to do anything, right? I didn't, I know. Even when I guessed the right answer after we guessed the wrong answer, Robinson, right? The reason that happened was, again, I forgot the answer because I hadn't been trained in anything since high school, and I've been on the ship for a while. But when we were discussing it and he acted like it was the wrong answer, the right answer can sometimes pop in your head, even if you ain't been in school in a while. And here's the question. You acted like I got you in trouble was trying to get you in trouble. But the thing is, we were both trying to figure out the answer. Now, if I realized we were both wrong and I corrected it, he let it go. You didn't. You held a grudge against me for that shit, which was an innocent thing. I couldn't even talk to you or King or Ben, right? Why? I don't know. Who turned you against me? Who told you I would do something to mess with you anyway? King or Ben? King or Ben. Yeah. I know. They would call him Robo, like Robocop or something. Now, I know also African American Robinson from Christian Fellowship Church, but that's a different guy, right? But again, right. Like yourself. I had an appointment at 3 o'clock today and went walking around the mall. Nothing special happened, right? Now, of course, I gotta sit and rest, and look like a mom and daughter was changing their baby across the way from me, right? But I wasn't paying, no, never mind. I was just sitting and resting until my appointment, right? Which, of course, I ate at the buffet in Chinatown, and I asked them about my taxes because I made like $400 last year or something, right? Off of YouTube, right? They said not to worry about it, though. If I make like over 600, they said that's when you gotta might have to do something about it. But again, but like I told you, you can't tell if a mental person is making up a story as part of his mental illness or is watching TV a lot and doing the same thing, right? If you don't know the difference, who the hell is this asshole you're listening to on YouTube anyway, trying to ruin my life, basically, right? This is not normal harassment. Not even for YouTube trolls. But ask my mom how many times I had to deal with the idea my stepdaughter came in there to me before YouTube. Zero. Zero. No one except the idiots on YouTube brought up the subject, right? Who are you now? Salvador or Mississippi or something? Are you her dad? Are you someone I met on base and attacked me instead of me falling or something? Right. I don't know who the hell you are, man. But I do know this. If we're both in the Navy and I'm locked out my room, no matter how I got down from the window ledge, right, all I know is I woke up in the ER after trying to get into the window, right? And should have been able to land on the ledge as thick as it was, which is about 4 inches thick. Rectangularly cubed, too. Now, I just assume I slipped and fell, of course, right? Do you want to interject since you know all this information about me and act like this is a normal conversation everybody has with someone on YouTube when it's not? Who the hell are you? Are you part of Christian Fellowship Church too? Did they fuck with you like they fuck with me and try to get you to jerk off with them? But unlike me, something more happened, right? Because I quit going out for a reason. They had 3 strikes to do that shit. They were out, and I quit going out. I know. Now, when I met Sheena, I tried to come back because I didn't know what the hell was going on with me. And see, I'm reading stuff you don't want to read even. I'm looking into matters like, is hermaphrodites a real thing, right? It is, it is. They're lying to us about that too, both the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims, and the medical community are lying about them, right? More than you think. That's the one thing they both like denying is the fact that there are medically born hermaphrodites, right? And it's a medical condition. Well, if we're normally male or female, the only way that gene can be introduced into the gene pool is if the angels from heaven are hermaphrodites and had sex with the daughters of men, as Genesis 6 suggests, right? But say they're adults, not male nor female. Not male nor female. Because they're in the image of the Spirit, made an adult, and after you're an adult, you can reproduce too, right? You understand that, right? Right. When you're made too, from the image of God, right? We're in the reproductive image of God, by the way. Not the divine image, which is both male and female. And that's what they're not telling you, Christians, about the three forms of Christ. Well, it's not thrice male. That's impossible without a female, right? You can't have another male. Right? Or you need a male to have a daughter too, right? You can't have one or the other without a male and a female together to create the child, right? And someone's messing with you about sex, but it ain't Jesus. I bet it's Satan. So if the angels in Genesis 6 went into the daughters of men and we have hermaphrodites in the gene pool, I wonder if it came from that union. But it's the soul that sins, according to Ezekiel, that shall die. Yet, what's that doing? Making things right or wrong for you to do and punishing them with death. That's condemnation of a mistake. Even like with Potiphar's wife, does Joseph, as the male slave, have a choice if the mistress of the house wants sex with him? No. No. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But try to run away naked from her a couple times. You think she got what she wanted to, probably, with her on top? Too? But he's resisting her. Of course, he's supposed to. Potiphar wouldn't put up with that shit, even if he's fucking a slave girl. Double standard there, too, right, ladies? Damn. He can fool around with the slave girl, but she can't the same man. Or the same boy. Another thing. Another thing. Right? The man can cheat, but not the woman on the man. The man can have 1,000 women like Solomon if they think you're worthy of it. But if they don't even want you to have one woman, even if you had 17, and that don't seem to count to them. Now, even David died a cold, old, lonely man with a woman, a young maid, a young virgin, to keep him warm till he died. You don't get that shit either, do you? They brought him a young virgin to lay with him. No. Because he was cold when he was old until he died. Does this sound like things you've read in your Bible study classes? Me neither. But it's in your Bible too. But it's in the Bible too. Do you know they used a young virgin female to keep David warm in his old age until he died? And I think Adonijah, one of his sons, tried to marry the girl too. And Solomon had to crush a rebellion there and do something about it. But do you know this? Have you ever heard this in your Bible? No. No. It's in your Bible too. Mm-hmm. You just ain't been shown it yet. And you not being shown everything in your Bible, you might need to know to even save yourself anymore. Do you think it was the faith of the first century Jews who were healed by Jesus alone that saved them? Right. Yeah, it was. But before they knew about Jesus, right, he first had to come in the flesh through the Virgin Mary. Right. Now, yes, until he was born, she was a virgin. And unless he healed her hymen when he was born, hey, I ain't saying he couldn't have. For Joseph, he was born like any other child. Right. 9 months later, too. They think around November to December, whatever. If you go to the birthing calendar, which starts in February, March, right, he will be born in November, like me or Jonathan. Not quite December either, right? Depending on the calendar. See, the calendars are also out of sync. That's the problem too, right? I don't know if it was actually February, March when the 6th month Gabriel appeared to her, but if it's not, the Roman calendar is June. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Ain't that the 6th month in the Roman calendar? Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's 9 months from then? March. And oh, you might be off by a little bit. A little bit. 3 months. Okay. Right? Right. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Right. That's when he was really born. If it's June, he was conceived in, which is the 6th month of the Roman calendar. Right. Now, the Hebrew calendar had to be made similar to the solar calendar, too. And they would do this by adding another month every 3.5 years to 7 years sometimes, right? Sometimes they might add up to 2 months to kind of balance it out. Mm-hmm. And their days were usually 28 to 30 based on the cycle of the moon, right? So is the Islam calendar, or the Muhammad calendar, or the Muslim calendar, right? They're both lunar calendars, right? Based on the moon, right? Anyway. Right. Now, I know what I know, but I try not to act smart about it. But if you want to talk with me religion, let's talk religion. You got to be open-minded and act like you don't know it all, because I don't know it all either. But I do know what I know. Right. Now, if you go with the sacred calendar, like I said, that's September, the 6th month for him, right? And then he will be born, guess when again, on the Roman calendar. And so you would go, the 6th month is September, early October, right? Into September, early October. Mm-hmm. So you go October, November, January, right? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Christmas in June, not July. Not off again. Not off again. But one of those 3 days, one of those 3 months, June, March, or November, he was actually born in, right? Now, the way we celebrate Christmas now is the Catholic feast day, right? It's also near the winter solstice as well in pagan tradition. You understand, right? Now, who celebrated and told the shepherds Christ was born? Jehovah's Witnesses? The angels in heaven? So you can't celebrate the birth of Christ like the angels did, huh? Where in the Bible does it say you can't? Aren't supposed to? It don't. It don't. It also don't say you can't have a birthday once in a while. Every year. Yourself. Celebrate it that you made it on the earth. And you got a chance to know the God of the Bible. Nothing else. Right. Or you're too religious for Jesus. You're worse than the scribes and Pharisees of his day. Now, if they celebrate Hanukkah, which is also in December, see, you can celebrate Christmas because all we know is it will be either the middle of November he will be born to the beginning or middle of December, right? Because see, if you're conceived in February, like with me or Jonathan, you'll be born in November. I was born the 3rd. My Mima was born the 10th, I think, and my uncle Marcel, right? And again, the 6th, I think, right? And again, do you know these people? I do. Marcel is just a French name. Roy is just a common name. Bubba is a common phrase you call your brother. And you're not the only Bubba. You're not the only Mima. And you're not the only Grandma. Well, I had Mima Kim. too. I just called one Mima and both Mima. The other Mima Kim sometimes, right? But that's still a character Jim Parson plays. Sheldon. Right. You don't know nothing about the man personally, and even I heard he's gay. Well, congratulations on that. I don't care. Good for you. I'm tired of chasing people and telling them not to be gay, and they don't care anyway. They ain't gonna change them. You tell them it's an abomination, don't do it. How's that working for you, Christians? Are they listening to you? No. And then you're jerking off, some of you. Even the Baptist church tried to make a move on a 14-year-old boy, one of their counselors. and I'm supposed to be normally sexually understanding of all this shit that happened to me. Right. And not be confused if your stepdaughter wakes you up in the middle of the night to bring her back to her mom. Which is the point of the story, like, no matter what I'm doing in there with her, she's not supposed to be with me. You bring her back to her mom. Some idiot can't get that understanding. Don't know who it is. But it almost feels like entrapment, especially if it happens one time. And I did the right thing, and they're mad I did the right thing and brought her back to her mom. Like you're supposed to do. Now, if I being mentally ill knows that, you bring the daughter back to her mom in the middle of the night, she wakes you up or something. And like I told you, on SUV, they're talking about teens giving oral sex. I found out about oral sex when I was 14 and bought a book on one of these sites, or whatever, one of these magazines, whatever, and set off for it. I didn't have to pay anything to get it there. They sent it for free. I'm a 14-year-old boy wanting to learn how to make love to a girl or woman when I order it. And it talked about oral sex on the female. Okay? Lots of stuff. It even had pictures, of how to do it. Uh-oh. But I didn't use it until I was 21. I never used it. Trying to wait for marriage too, right? See, I think you can know about sex and still wait for the right one to come along. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a crime or a sin. You just gotta wait for the right girl, right? Who can handle all your crap. And you hers, too, right? There's no one who don't have baggage, honey. Of some sort. Of some sort. Right? We all get the raw deal of the stick. Sometimes we eat the wrong person sometimes first. Right? And that kind of messes up your whole life, don't it? You know exactly what I mean, don't you? Right? You don't know whether to stay or should you go. But no one wants to let you know which way you want to go. But should I stay or should I go? Dum, 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 dum.